Do you ever feel like living wherever you are and running away to an imaginary place in your head and just being there for a while, forgetting everything that is attributed to you? I'm going through this a difficult time in my life, and the feeling of running away couldn't have been more vivid. Like I'm falling through this imaginary ladder that I'm supposed to be climbing. I get very primal at times like these, and I just want to focus on my core priorities like exploration, living life wherever you are, and not giving a flying fuck about bureaucratic processes in life. Somewhere along those lines, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about going for an adventure, doing something totally, practically crazy, and he suggested hiking up to Gosaikunda, a glacial lake at 4,300 meters, and it was an instant yes from me then and there. And so began our trip. Well, not then and there, but after multiple days of planning and preparations, we were set. The trek started nice and smooth. The feeling was great. Weeks of preparation finally set into motion. And in 3 days of time, we should be at our destination, sipping a warm cup of coffee roughly at the same time. I suddenly had a bunch of tiny little things to be happy about. I like to quote Casey Neistat here, who once said, "Life is this mega fragile thing, and we only get a nugget of time to pursue things that really matter." I gotta hand it down to people like Casey who help us calibrate our perspectives on life and things that matter to us. I don't mean to be a professional hiker or anything now. It's just I don't regret the treks that I've been to. I only regret the ones I missed. And I didn't want this trek to end up like one of those travel plans, lost in conversations, deprioritized to death. We were going nice and slow. Slow particularly because of me. Our destination for the day was Deorali at 2,600 meters. लिन आएन हिजो धान पछि आउँदाखेरि फेरि भेट्नुपर्छ We could hear rumblings of helicopters taking passengers to the lake. We knew we would be there sooner or later. And we also knew it was gonna be a full day of hike today. मेरोमा चाहिँ 11 किलोमिटर देखाछ यार गोसाइकुण्ड And so began our second day too. Kali followed us for a while. We named her Kali, don't ask. I was excited to try the jet board for the first time in the outdoors. 170 rupees of tea per cup at Poon Hill made me do this. Snow patches started accumulating slowly in our paths. We started to prepare ourselves mentally for more snow and snow related problems.
झन् जति माथि आयो हाम्रो स्नो प्याचेसहरू हामी त्यस्तो माथि हेर्थ्यो है त्यो
Niraj wanted to try out some yak cheese at Chandanbari, and we did. It was an off season and there were very few people in the trail. The sound of our footsteps would simply raise the expectations of people who kept their shops and lodges open during this time. But we had a bit of a different plan. I wanted to go solo camping someday soon. Hence I wanted to try out some outdoor cooking setups and see what's ideal for my future camping expeditions.
डिजिनेस फिल भएर त्यो भयो अनि ठ्याक्क फ्लोरमा अनि खाटबाट भुइँमा झरेँ त्यो प्लास्टिकको म्याट ओछ्याइरहेको थियो भर्खर यहाँ
This is the best part, okay?
obviously you have invested a lot for this experience. जाडोमा जे खायो नि मिठो हुन्छ यार तातो कुरा अनि यो मिठो छ फर्स्ट टाइम यार
As soon as it started to snow, I knew the remaining part of today's trek will be longer, and that means more time to be on trail and more time to contemplate deeper on my thoughts and things that are going on in my life. Approaching 30 is nerve-wracking. That's 3 decades of your life gone. There's something about this dread that pushes me to travel more, to explore more, to read more, and to work harder because I don't have eternity. No one has. The very last bit of today's hike was excruciatingly hard because of the snow deposit and because we took the dumb route, as the folks at hotel later told us.
Obviously, there is absolutely no business here now.
Thanks to these guys, we got a place to stay and warm food to eat. The local community has a policy to keep at least one hotel running at stops during off season, just in case crazy wannabes like us appear.
मेरा बस्दा तिमी पनि थाहा पाउँछ कति चिसो छ मैले नि घुमै राख्दैन है अब घुमै राख न मिठाई निकाल अनि पिउमा राख
It's 7 in the morning and we don't have sunlight. The weather looks clear from the window over here, but no sunlight, so that's gonna be tricky. We don't have any good signal to check the weather. The signal is very flaky around here. And sleep, wow, that was very terrible last night. Both of us couldn't sleep properly. I think it was because of the altitude. I kept waking up numerous times in the night for no reason. I'm having a mild headache. Nothing really fancy, but I feel pretty good about today's possible hike up to Gosaikunda. I'll go out and try to see if we can catch some good signal from the dining, because people were watching TikTok over there yesterday. We sort of knew it would be a challenging hike today because of last night's snowfall deposit and altitude and whatnot. But facing the reality isn't always as difficult as we imagine it to be.
Hey Keshav.
We were prepared and we were not afraid.
We are above 4,000 meters, I think. It's chilly, it's cold, but it's bearable. The sun is upon us. It's quite reflective without these shades, but we are properly equipped.
Seneca once said, "We suffer more in our imagination than in reality." Yes, we are in the middle of nowhere with shaky reception, wet boots, cold wind, bright sun, and uncertainty ahead of us. But we are prepared, we are determined, and haven't lost the sight of our destination.
तम्बु हुन्छ के लाइक त्यो पाल टाइपको टेम्पोररी हो स्नो त यति पनि हुँदैन
I come to think about it, life is like many things we want it to be, and it's also a bit like a trek. There are ups and downs, views and vegetation, foods and friends, stops and shelters, destination and decision making, strangers helping you along the way. But in the end, it's entirely up to you how you reach to your destination and what you feel about it. destination isn't everything, but is important for the single most reason being it gives us a goal to achieve, a target to keep an eye out for, a sense of purpose. One thing that I've learned from these adventurous treks is that although they are miserable in experiences at times, but are meaningful in the retelling, which come to think of it, it is one of the reasons why we tell stories in the first place, to give the pain and hardships the meaning they deserve. And you never know, you might look back at your own life someday like a trek and tell some good stories about it. Like that one time, how you and your friend went to a winter trek to a glacial lake just to make your own coffee and sip it by the lake.